Are N64 games coming to the Nintendo Switch Online service in 2021? Well, let's find out. What's up? Centurion Fusion here, back at it with the latest and greatest gaming news. So, are Nintendo 64 games coming to the Switch Online service in 2021 or this year? Well, there's a lot of speculation on the matter. I'm not gonna lie. I personally believe they are coming. And at that, I believe they are coming this year. And here are the few reasons on why I feel that. So, on NintendoWire.com, Nintendo actually commented on the possibility of actually expanding the service. That is pretty interesting. Now, they didn't really come out and say, of course, that, oh yeah, we're gonna bring N64 games, or we're gonna bring Game Boy games, or GameCube games, but they did say about the possibility of expanding its retro service. So I found that rather interesting. Now that doesn't, again, prove anything here whatsoever, but it does kind of hint at something of what's yet to come. Another reason on why I really do believe that we're overdue, really, to see Nintendo 64 games this year, probably around September, is because of this. When Nintendo launched 64 All-Stars, they had it for a set amount of time. It was a very limited amount of time. It was a limited release. And what's so crazy about that, what's so interesting about that, is one of the games in there, Super Mario 64, is obviously a 64 game, as you probably already know. So with that being said, what I'm trying to get at there is that was a 64 game, and it was part of that collection of Super Mario, 3D All-Stars, and it was taken down, and you can only really get the, physical copy in stores if you're lucky, scalpers willing. But the thing is, what's weird about that is they took it down just, I feel like, in time for maybe to launch a 64 service on the Nintendo Switch Online. And why I really feel like they took down the 3D All-Stars from the Nintendo eShop, and why they just really cut off the release of it, is because of this. They can have it exclusive then to the Nintendo Switch Online service for the 64 games. So, that's another thing. That's another reason on why I feel like 64 games are just right out of this. So it's gonna get great. Another thing, last but not least, a data miner, mind you, actually found four different emulators within the Nintendo Switch Online app source code, two of which obviously are being currently used, the NES and the SNES. So we know those two consoles are being used already for the Nintendo Switch Online app service, but there are still two remaining question marks. Now, what could those possibly be? Some speculate that it's 64 and then GameCube, or Game Boy and then 64. There's just a lot of different orders and a lot of different speculation out there, to be honest. But I really do believe that while we might be getting Game Boy at some point, I feel like 64 games are just next in line. Not only because of everything I've said before, but this data miner finding these two other consoles in the source code, and the natural follow-up for a console after SNES and NES would have to be none other than the N64, of course. So I really do believe that's what we're expected to see. That's what we're fated to see here. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment below. Let's get a conversation going. And yeah, I love that back and forth conversation with you. Just make sure to leave a comment. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. But yeah, that's definitely why I feel like we'll probably be getting Nintendo 64 games to the service this year, probably around this month specifically. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. Hopefully you got something out of that, and just that's a little something to go off of, if nothing else. I really do believe there's something there though. But yeah, make sure to subscribe to join the Fusion, hit that like button, and smash that notification bell so you're kept up to date with all the latest and greatest gaming news. Alright, Centurion Fusion, out.